Good afternoon and welcome to Fast Horses Today. Today is Monday. It is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to all. I hope we all can get the luck of the Irish today and get some winners here after a tough weekend over at Santa Anita, ready to turn the page and get on with it today, Monday, for March 17th. So today, I do have a Pick 5 ticket that I want to play that starts in the fifth race today. And the fifth race starts approximately 3:05 Pacific, so 5:05 here in the Central Time Zone. And the Pick 5 starts out with a one of those optional claimer races, kind of a starter allowance thing here that's really more of a Northern California-based race. What's nice here is they're giving these folks a chance to run their horses on the grass. There's a mile on the grass over there at Santa Anita. And the starter condition is who's started for $16,000 or less. Or if you want to put your horse in for $20,000 for the claim, you can do that as well, and these are fillies. So I've got three horses here I'm going to put in. I feel like one of these three should get this Pick 5 started. I'm going to put the favorite, who is at 3-2 for Jose Puentes. That's JMS Express, and it puts the apprentice Arantes on the horse. Now this horse, has a win, has a decent record over the turf, having come in the money 6 out of 7, so certainly likes to hit the board, with one of those being a win, and that includes one race over at Santa Anita, which was the last race this horse has run. So this horse certainly, I see why they put her at 3-2. She ran a nice race running second to a big favorite in Jubilant Joni last time in the same type of level race. Arantes was on the horse last time. Maybe he got to know her a little bit, and the horse probably should improve from there. So we'll put JMS Express. I'm going to put the 4 horse, who's a bit of a long shot at 15-1. This is out of the Taylor Faith Barn, and Faith Taylor would be the name. Faith Taylor, and Kevin Orozco gets the call. Now Orozco's won a few of these Northern California style races. Orozco has been on this horse the last couple times. I'm going to throw out the last couple races. This horse has run on the dirt, but I look at this horse's record, and this horse has 4 wins on the turf. 8 out of 9 in the money, including 4 wins. Has not been over the Santa Anita turf course yet. So, this will be her chance to do that. And, this horse has certainly, run with this type of level and run on the turf and run some good races. So we'll give this horse a shot at 15-1 here as a long shot. And then finally, I'm going to put the 5 horse, who is Super Ellie. Steve Sherman, Frank Alvarado. Now this horse, has been at Santa Anita for her last 3 starts, running in some of these starter allowance races, has been running on the dirt. She doesn't show any turf starts, so they've never put her on the turf. But, shouldn't be a problem here, especially with this type of level. She has run on the synthetic, so if you want to figure that translates, she has a win on the synthetic, has run some nice races there. So we'll give this girl a chance, first time on the turf. She's 2-1, so certainly it's not a big secret or anything there. And Frank Alvarado has certainly done a nice job with these type of races and has, definitely booted several of these horses home. So we'll put the 3, 4, and 5 to get the Pick 5 started in the 5th. All right, now let's move over to the 6th race of the day. 6th race is another Northern California style race. This is 6 furlongs on the dirt, and this is a little bit lower level here. These are fillies, 4-year-olds and up, and this is horses who have started for $5,000 or less, or if you want to put your horse in for $62.50 tag, you can do that as well. Now this race really changed complexion with the scratch of the 5-horse Starship Defiant. This horse was 3-2 in the program, so he's not in there anymore. So it really just kind of opens up this race. I'm going to put 3 horses in who I feel look to be, in shape and should be ready to win a race at this level. I'm going to put the 1 who is Princess Hakawi. Princess Hakawi for Tim McCanna and Billy Anton Georgie on the horse. Now this horse has been at Santa Anita, has run the last 2 times, her 2 races at Santa Anita in mile races, and this type of level and a little bit better, has run well. So she's shortening up here. So that's the question there, is if she could shorten up to 6 furlongs and run effectively. She definitely shows sprint races where she's done well. So the sprint shouldn't be a problem here. And I just feel like she's in good shape, and she should be a big factor here at 5-1. I'm going to also put the 6 horse. 6 horse being Lady Sermon for Dean Pedersen, Acel Espinoza. This horse has also run a couple times, at these starter levels, on the dirt. has shown a win back in January and then came back to be a big favorite last time. Over a month ago in February, was like 3-5 that day and just ran a really flat race. So not exactly sure what happened there. So Pedersen's dropping this horse in for the 62.50 claim. So, little softer company should make this horse faster. Pedersen's done a lot of good here at the Santa Anita meet. So puts Espinoza back on, which Espinoza's been on the last couple times, and 5-1. I don't know that we'll get 5-1 on her because of that big scratch, but we'll put Lady Sermon in there. And then finally, I'm going to put the 11 horse. The 11 horse being Crystal Proof, Ruby Thomas trainer, Kevin Orozco. As I mentioned, Orozco has done some nice work with some of these races. Orozco's been on this horse the last couple of times, including a win at Santa Anita, with a little bit less, winning at 5,000, but winning a nice race there. So this 8-year-old mare, shows a nice record, for, limited starts for an 8-year-old. She's only got 21 starts, but, certainly likes to, run in the money, 6 wins, 3 seconds, and 3/3, and including a win at Santa Anita. So I don't know that the rising class is going to be that much for her to, she can certainly overcome that. So 6-1 in the program. We'll see what we get there with the big scratch. So we've got the 1, 6, and 11. All right, now let's move over to the 7th race of the day. 7th race being a second level allowance race. And these are also fillies and mares, so non-winners of 2. Or you could put your horse in for an 80,000 claim, which certainly is interesting because there's an interesting factor here in this race with that. So I'm going to go against the favorite being Sarija. She's in this race. She has already won at this condition, but they're putting her in for 80. So Mark Glatt's trying to, get a purse here. In a condition that he's already won with. Flavian Pratt, certainly no knock on Flavian Pratt, but I'm going to go against Sarija today and take her out. I am going to put 2 horses in. I've got Sakura Blossom, who is the 4-horse, Leonard Powell, trainer, Juan Hernandez. Now, this horse was scheduled to run in the stakes race back on Saturday, and they scratched out of the stakes race in favor of this, which looks to be a good move. She ran in this level last time, ended up running second to Lady Claypool, who we saw Lady Claypool end up winning that stakes pretty nicely. So Lady Claypool, I think, is on a 3-race win streak. So she's pretty tough right now. So Sakura Blossom doesn't have to face her today. She's 7-2 in the program. I do like her last race that she ran at this level, getting beat by Lady Claypool. She ran a very nice race, a lot of energy there at 1 1/8, and she's shortening up to a mile, which certainly should help this girl. And she made kind of a early race move, which it seemed like Hernandez felt like he had no choice. He ended up doing that, and it looked like it almost worked, except for getting beat by Lady Claypool. So we'll give Sakura Blossom a chance here at 7-2. I think the she'd been running with a lot nicer horses last year. Certainly, the horses that won the races she ran in, would just tower over this field. So, a little softer company here. Sakura Blossom will be very tough. And then finally, I'm going to put the 5-horse, who was Raw Ability, for John Sadler, Hector Barrios. Now, this horse is 2 for 2 in her career. They brought her over from Ireland. She came off a win back last summer in Gowan Park. And, first time off the boat, they took her to Del Mar in early September. It was towards the end of that summer meet. And she ran outstandingly in her first level allowance race. She just, she broke out fairly poorly and, just kind of sat back. Hector Barrios seemed to be very patient with her. And she just showed a really, really nice closing kick. So she's 5-2 today. This could be the kind of thing, if word's out there in the mornings that she's been, training well and looking good, she'll certainly get a lot of play. Sadler hasn't been the usual Sadler this year, but we know Sadler can get horses, ready off a layoff, which, this horse certainly, is off the layoff from back last September. So we'll put Raw Ability in here. If she runs anything like she did last time, she'll be extremely, extremely tough to beat. So we've got the 4 and the 5 here in the 7th race. All right, now let's go to the 8th race of the day. 8th race is a 12,500 claimer. This is a 6 furlong on the dirt race. And, this is, another Northern California style race as well, which, I find this one a little tough. A lot of these horses have run up against each other in previous races, and, it just seems like, a lot of these horses just don't duplicate races, so you just almost have to try to figure out maybe a good trip or, rider switch or something, to get your attention to, handicap a winner out of this type of race. So I'm going to put 3 horses in here for the pick 5 purposes, and I'm going to make a win bet as well. I'm going to go first of all with the 3 Rosie Tinkerbell for Alberto Rubalcava and Cristobal Herrera gets to ride. Now, Herrera did get a win a few days back, was the first one. So he got off the schneid there. So maybe Herrera can, do some more work and ride this horse well. This horse comes off a maiden win, which she got claimed out of by Rubalcava. And, we haven't seen her since November. So, apparently something went amiss, but, they're bringing their horse back in at the same level. We'll see if she's ready to go. If she runs like she did last time, she'll certainly be a big factor. She's 5-1 today. So we'll put Rosie Tinkerbell. I'm going to also put the 6 horse, who was Autism Inspiration. Autism Inspiration out of the Cedro Tamayo barn. Now, Tamayo's certainly a good trainer and has won a lot of races up north. And, the record's a little light here at Santa Anita, but, certainly run a lot of horses. But, the 6% winning percentage, I don't know what to attribute that to. But, this horse would, be part of it, being 0-2 at Santa Anita in these Northern California races. Ayuso takes the call today. And in looking at her film, I feel like this horse has more to give. I mean, she had run a couple, pretty decent races in this same level. Had Alejandro Gomez on the horse, which Gomez really hasn't been riding all that well in these Southern California races. She got beat by a couple of these, but I feel like she's got some more to give. And I feel like Ayuso, who's riding extremely well and just winning in all different ways and beating all the top guys at Santa Anita, riding on different surfaces, different distances. I think Ayuso is going to make a big difference here on this horse. So I like Autism Inspiration. 9-2 here on the 6 horse. I'm going to make a win bet on Autism Inspiration, as well as putting her in the pick 5. I'm going to also put the 7 horse, who is Full Moon Grazing, Steve Sherman, Kyle Frey. This horse comes off a win last time. It was a nice stalking win. He ended up cutting the corner, getting a rail run there, and Kyle Frey got it done, which he's been doing a lot of in these type of races. Kyle Frey been getting several winners in these Northern California races, and we know Frey could win anywhere. Of course, he's been riding in Southern California for several years now. She's 2-1, so I'm going to put the 3, the 6, and the 7, and the win bet on the 6 horse Autism Inspiration. All right, now let's go to the last race of the day. Last race being the 9th race. Now this is a $25,000 claiming race, mile on the grass, fillies and mares, 4 and up. That is your bottom rung there in Southern California as far as turf horses. So I've got 2 horses here. I'm going to put in the one who is Red Diamond, Ron McAnally, Jose Valdivia on the horse. Now these guys, have been seem to team up together. McAnally doesn't train a whole lot of horses anymore, but this is one of the horses that he trains. I looked at her film, and she comes off 2 starts here this year. She's run at Santa Anita on grass sprints, both at 6 furlongs on the flat grass, and just look like this horse just doesn't want to sprint now. I mean, she's 8 years old, so maybe just wants to, probably 2 different things. She probably wants to either just stop running, go ahead and be a mom if that's the case, or run long, because it just doesn't seem like sprinting is what she wants to do, because she trails back there, and it's tough to gain a lot of ground on these sprint races there. So 10-1 here. I think the mile race here, should factor in and help Red Diamond out as a long shot. This is, in case this race gets cooked up early and falls apart, the one I feel would be coming up late, closing fast. I'm going to put the favorite also, who is Big Mama Sue. And this is for Stephen Miotti, Antonio Fresu. Big Mama Sue has a really nice record, here on the turf, with 5 wins coming on the turf out of 20 starts, 3 seconds, 3/3. So she likes it there on the grass. She also likes it at Santa Anita, with half of her lifetime wins coming at Santa Anita. She's 3 wins out of 11. And, she's worthy of the 8-5 favoritism here. Fresu takes the call today. This horse ran a nice race last time, in the same level, with Kent DeSormo on the horse. And, I don't know, Kent DeSormo, we've talked about it before. He's as talented as they come, but it's just, you just don't know what Kent's doing when he shows up, on the track. Is he in the mood to win? Is he not in the mood to win? And I don't know, what that was last time, but he came second last time. And, Fresu, I think, is going to be a big improvement here. Fresu's a, hard riding guy and, tries very hard, on all of his mounts. So 8-5 on the horse. Definitely could see why she's 8-5. She seems to, have several of these horses over a barrel, and she's certainly worth the favoritism. So we'll put the 1 and the 4 to cap off this pick 5. All right, now let's cap off the day and recap the tickets. Okay, so today on St. Patrick's Day, we've got a couple bets. We've got a late pick 5 bet, which starts in the 5th race over at Santa Anita. in the fifth race, we're starting out the pick 5 with the 3, 4, 5, with the 1, 6, 11, with the 4, 5, with the 3, 6, 7, and the win bet on the 6. And then in the last race, we've got the 1 and the 4. So that pick 5 today had cost you $54. So if you see fit, you can play as is. You can add or subtract, play the win bet in the 8th race and then 6 horse. Or, you play the pick 4 within it or late pick 3, which, always seems to do very well and pay very well. Whatever you decide to do, I wish you the best of luck today. Let's wish ourselves the luck of the Irish with good trips and good luck today. And let's wish the folks over at Santa Anita a great, safe, very, very, very safe day of racing. And, as always, I do appreciate you watching Fast Horses today and listening to the picks. Thank you so much for subscribing if you've done so already. If you haven't, do me a favor. Please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It just puts you on the feed. When content gets created, gets served up to you. You can like, dislike, make comments. I promise to respond to everything. Let's create a discussion. That would be wonderful. So thanks again for watching here at Fast Horses today on St. Patrick's Day. Let's make it a great day at Santa Anita. Thank you.